Hi, Assalamualaikum, and good morning to everyone. My name is Dr. Muhammad Risha Muhammad Nazir, and today we're going to have our respective Professor Dr. Basyaruddin Abdul Rahman. So I will introduce our respected speaker for today. Professor Dr. Basyaruddin Abdul Rahman is a Dean of Faculty of Science UPM. He's a Senior Professor of Chemistry and was appointed as Distinguished Visiting Scholar at University of California, Berkeley. He received his PhD in Catalyst Chemistry and was a postdoctoral fellow in structural biology at Berkeley. He has secured more than 35 million worth of research grants in biocatalysts, computational chemistry, and nanodelivery, published over 250 papers, graduated more than 80 postgraduates, developed more than 20 patents, and won more than 80 awards. He has received the Young Scientist recognitions from various international bodies and was named the Face of Science at Malaysia for his contribution to engaging youth in science. And he was also the founding chairman of the Young Scientist Network and is currently the president of Malaysian Analytical Science Society. He is actively involved in science-related national policy development and review, and also act as coordinator and mentor in professional academic training and in countless STEM outreach activities nationwide. He has been inaugurated as a fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry, Academy of Science Malaysia, International Association of Advanced Materials, and Malaysian Institute of Chemistry. So, Prof, without further ado, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nohisham, who is actually a champion in digital STEM and learning in UPM. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In a few more minutes, we go for the Selamat Tengah Hari and good afternoon to all educators and researchers worldwide. I think this is the first time I feel awkward as I share my experience with the noblest listeners. You are all the educators. With due respect, honestly, this is also my first time delivering a talk, not based on my research, spanning from theoretical simulation to chemical biophysics to patented product. So I'd like to thank the organizer for offering me the WebTalk session, even though I'm not that keen in the beginning, but here we are. I must confess, it is overwhelming for me while preparing the slides, as it brings back sweet memories with the kids and educators. You know that many people ask me for the tips, even handling a workshop on how to get to a JUSA A or VK5. You know, honestly, I do not know how to answer that. But when IUCEL invited me, I thought, yeah, I know what I could share. Passion is the word. And it started a long time ago. To be precise, at least 30 years ago. There is no shortcut, there is no quick fix, and or quick tips. Yeah, so today I do hope that I can share with the experience, my experiences, and as well lead to something what my marvels have done. So today I try to galvanize my two passions into one, and of course we are talking about digital technology, and I know we've been the previous what you call these speakers as well have been talking about the approaches. We are living in a digital world, and here we are. I hope that I can share that. So the first is all about alluring science, yeah, and the second is about elevating computational science into the mainstream subject. It started way back while I was a young undergraduate, eventually majoring in chemistry and computer science with education. So we are basically amongst the pioneer group of science teachers equipped with a programming skill, including animation and also some of their digital. I think that was the time multimedia is not in the height yet. So during my PhD, I chose pure chemistry, but my research adopted computational chemistry for simulation and understanding the reaction progress. So chemistry Nobel Prize in 1998 that was given to Korn and Popper. I met both of them, but however, I thought that it is actually more into the physics. We also applied, for example, the density functional theory and also the quantum mechanics. However, I found that I think especially in Malaysia, we are lack of theoretical understanding, and obviously fundamental research is not the priority even until right now. So I'm not going to further elaborate it today, so a full stop. But let's see on the other side of me, where I thought that science is part of what you call this is important way back in the 80s, 90s. Community services or khidmat masyarakat by university students are considered very exclusive. Yeah, but we changed the game during that time. So by introducing khidmat pendidikan or educational services to the community, mainly to school teachers and students. So I went to Papar, to Cameron Highlands specifically with the orang asli. So that was way back then. Obviously, there were no emails, there were no digital during that time. But then I still continued my services through letters and aerograms while I was overseas. And when I'm back to serve UPM in 1999, I continued most of the time as a soloist to schools, particularly with the science club. Yeah, so the passion must be rooting way back then. But anyhow, we can still see our passion. So let's move you to the next 10 years, where as we are entering the millennial era, digitalization started to take place, and I still remember carrying the bulky and heavy projector, and of course the laptop is so heavy as well, because during that time there are no, I could say in my department, or not many lecturers or no lecturers is using them. They will still start with the transparency in OHP. So struggling in fundamental research led me to go deep with the computational chemistry, where I managed to twist many of my final year project students, particularly from the Bachelor Science Education program, to undergo computer-based teaching aid research, where we program many chemistry animation or spectroscopic analysis as well. Yeah. Eventually, this is a good thing. A few of our young researchers are in Lindau, Nobel laureate meetings in Germany, basically, where our own Dr. Sazlinda from the Department of Chemistry and 2 UPM alumni are there right now. And Alhamdulillah, after my engagement with many laureates during Lindau, like Jerome Carl and Isabel Carl, so I managed, somehow to convince the importance of computational chemistry as an alternative to computer science subject, and it then became one of the favorites. And digitalization definitely took place during that time. It's well ahead of time as well. But however, we still face a problem in getting a good lecturer, particularly pure theoretical and computational chemistry. But at the same time, we are not talking just chemistry, because Jerome Carl is actually a chemist, but then Rahman is actually a mathematician. But the best thing is his wife, Isabel Carl, is actually the one that bring in into the crystal structure, solve it. Yeah, so I'm so happy to meet both of meeting both of them in Lindau last time, and it can be used in our research. But let's see how I translate this into my outreach activities. And during that time, I involved way back in National Science Challenge. I'm too old when we talk about the National Science Challenge, back to school, Petro Science, science show competition. But I would like to highlight that I really enjoy doing all this outreach activity. For example, my biotech at school, I think spent about almost 10 years. I think we reached more than 50,000 students, and I think more than 10,000 teachers as well, not just from the secondary school, but also primary and matriculation centers. And I still recall this boy. I still remember how astonished they were while doing the DNA simulation, where we use a digitalization, the computer simulation for the kids. We lift all the programs to the school. I remember so many questions were raised. In particular, this specky boy, he asked, "What is the biggest bacteria?" Oh, I was quite luckily he asked his friend, not me. Okay, so at least such a relief, because I don't know the answer. In fact, I asked my microbiologist expert. They also do not know an exact answer during that time. But 2 years after that, Craig Venter announced the first synthetic life named Cynthia, or Mycoplasma Laboratorium, in which the experimental work was carried out based on the smallest number of gene of Mycoplasma, which is, I think, Mycoplasma genitalium. You see, digitalizing make kids like him explore and questions reasonably. Yeah, and further on, this is some kind of slide that I've been using since 2007 because I would like to show that our younger generation, the importance of the fundamental sciences, and by incorporating computational as the basis, we can explore or we can create basically many new platform or careers for them. And you know, this is part of their future right now. Mathematically, we can explore a plethora of modern careers, yeah, in the future. But after 15 years, based on my slide, where are we in Malaysia? Are we moving forward or backward or still stuck in time? So this is something that I really hope. That's why I try to merge within the fundamental and the STEM together, and we can use this digital platform. Now, the last part will be for the past 10 years. Of course, there are many things going on. I have to make use my time as a dean, yeah, particularly because at Faculty of Science, we crafted our curriculum to include computational sciences in all of our bachelor and master program, be it computational biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, and for the statistic, we focus more on the big data and also data science. And again, in 2013, yeah, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry being given to Kaplan, Levitt, and Waschel. And this is the heart of the computational biology, or in fact, for the computational pharmacy, you can use this in agriculture because this is a multi-skill model, yeah, in a very complex system. And we've been using Kaplan's a program for way back then, I think more than 5 to 10 years during that time. So it is very important not to miss these computational sciences. So in terms of, at the same time as well, this is when the term STEM, STEAM, STREAM, sometimes I just want to scream, you know, because people try to put everything on. Yeah, but however, STEM is very well depicted in many discussion and activities. Several policies have been developed. I'm part of the Science Outlook 2015, 17, and also the recent one, 2020, to incur the importance of STEM. So while I was the founding chairman of Young Scientist Network, we basically kidnapped the National Science Challenge from the Academy of Science Malaysia. And 2013 probably marked the first digital debut, as we are using a total online for the preliminary round. Yeah, and for the past 2 years, 2020, 21, and also this year, where I'm the co-chair for the NSC, we already go for virtual. And this year we just hit more than 3,000 groups. It's amazing. And there are many as well projects. I think in 2016, we come up with the Duta Science under the ministry. I think Khatijah, I saw her name just now. So we are part of this. Yeah, this is more like for the community as well. By then, I also found that myself like Yoda, you know, already running STEM show. But I am lucky as I have many Jedis or the marvels arose from my faculty, UPM Malaysia, to celebrate and understand as it should be. I met many inspiring teachers like Cikgu Nur Suhaili, the president for the Guru STEM Malaysia. I'm the patron for that. And then Cikgu Helmi from the Duta Science Jerlun, Cikgu Aman from Adiwira STEM. So, you know, they are so into digitalization, and I do hope that even the educators, the academics from the university, we should engage more with the teachers. So UPMSTEM under the Faculty of Science was officiated, I think in 2015, and then 2017 was given the mandate to coordinate all STEM activities in UPM. We have so many activities. I might highlight some. For example, our flagship program with Mara, where all of the MRSM in Malaysia, including Sabah Sarawak, they came here. for 5 days and 4-night camp, the Nobel Laureate Outreach Camp, and we have the Carnival Jom Science. In fact, we handled it last week, very busy last week. And we also have a big event, for example, under this Global ILEAD STEM and International STEM Olympiad. You know, for example, in this case, we hosted for 7 days, 6 nights. This is throughout UPM. And after that, we also given a mandate to run the ASEAN Plus 3 Junior Science Odyssey in collaboration between UPM and Ministry of Education. And more than that, we also have many star programs. I think I mentioned just now the Adiwira STEM. I become the head consultant, and all the consultants came from UPM. It was added in RTM1. Yeah. Then this is my pet project. I love it so much. I always love to work with the kindergarten. I think one of my dream is to be a kindergarten teacher. So we have a Seeds of Science in collaboration with the QDs. For the 4 to 6 years old, you can just see that they scream when the first time they look at the frog, but at the end, they've been playing with the frog, you know, play with the slime and so many things, yeah. And we also have the camp Professor Chile for 7 to 12 years old. This is something quite special where we also have, we also invited to have a, you know, like kind of an exhibition. In the petrol science itself, we have many other events. For example, like these, like the Junior STEM Chef, Aerospace, Agriculture, Robotics. This is quite what you call the strength in UPM in terms of STEM Orang Asli. We're also moving to Scuba, CSI, Minda Science, so many. And particular for the school zoonotic diseases awareness program. This is with Dr. Mokrish from Veterina. I think this is part of WHO program as well. There are many star program, and I could maybe just share some of the STEM clippings. There are more than this. I just managed what I can get these few weeks to, for this presentation. But then here, you know the story, the difficulties faced by all of us. But Einstein once said, yeah, in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. So our team responded very well. Yeah, for example, in engineering, they responded by producing 3D printing, facial, and I think the Faculty of Science and several other faculties. We produce hand sanitizers for the frontliners, communities, and school. And in fact, right now we're still engaging with the schools. And for the teaching purposes, yeah, we focus on the hybrid studio and also the digital approach. Particularly in the Faculty of Science, we have our own studio. Yeah. So if I move, we are very fast as well to adapt to changes. Here we are known as the family of science or family science, where our DNA is just not but to do science, but we also have to engage with the community, and we like to measure now the impact. And we also seen that through the pandemic, everybody likes to want to be a microbiologist, to be, you know, to be like kind of a doctor explaining about virus and so on. So we believe that our netizen should be engaged, should be, you know, we have to have like kind of the acquaintance. They have to have acquaintance with the science. So we come up with the scientizen. This is very important. We do believe that we can act as a flowering agent in informing the citizen. And here the digitalization is the key to assessing them or to assessing others. So again, I like to focus as well in terms of the curriculum. I'm not a TikTok or Insta influencer, yeah, but I'm sorry that by then I'm all out influencing other universities to embed particularly computational chemistry in their curriculum. It was very well received, and I do hope our future fundamental scientists will be able to explore the universe, looking things at the atomic levels. We also continue our engagement with schools for teaching, for example, on this IBSE, HOT, STEAM, SPISA, and also NLP. And eventually, 2018, I already introduced, I make sure that one of the agenda in the Faculty of Science is cybergogy. So there's many initiatives have been taken into, for example, the smart classroom, mini studio were prepared, but it was halted due to the pandemic. Somehow, after the first MCO, we are back. We get to its completion due to high demand in digitalizing STEM and for the teaching activities. Here are some of the example, like, video assignment by Dr. Noor Hisham, video laboratory preparation in chemistry. There are many more, and we also being referred by the matriculation division in terms of handling the digital or online laboratory. This is a part of the discussion with the bahagian metric, and we continue. I think next month they also invited me to give how to handle what you call these for the apa ni lab assistant, yeah. So we are working with them as well. So here are the example, like LabVIEW, Arduino have been implemented in our teaching, where controls, indication can be customized in order to build advanced element for highly sophisticated and of course for the modern user interfaces. So UPMSTEM also together with the Stem Cell Australia, we are looking forward for many collaboration. I think the recent one I managed to get with the Prince of Songkla University, where we hope that there are more engagement between UPM, or in fact between Thailand, Malaysia and ASEAN country, particularly for digital STEM. Now, on the other side, as I said that Citizen is part of it, this is our UPM STEM laboratory situated at the Block D, Faculty Science, near the library. We are in the process also upgrading our, used to be called Zoology, but we are now moving into a Zoolary. It's more interactive zoo gallery and also a herbarium. At the same time, our marvels got thrilled and their true heroic nature will reveal as we are flooded with requests, and I'm back in influencing others to unite and also getting more networking and also sponsorship. Yeah. So basically we are not alone. Many other agencies and societies join in to put STEM at its throne. So there are many engagement. I would like to take some of the example. There are too many. I'm not able to put it all. And for example, the Bio Green Week, it was initially, there are many activities was run physically, but during the pandemic, we changed into virtual and also digital. It started with only about 100 packs in 2020, but then exponentially to more than 2,000 participants in 2021 and also in 2022, where we just carried out during April and March. And as you know as well, that from a single TikTok platform, it then evolved into many different digital platforms. And we are seriously plotting a better one next year. I am not able to elaborate on each activity, yeah, but you can see that now there are more and more platforms that can be used. Other than that, Dr. Hisham as well introduced or led the Bio Challenge, which may very well receive, which have very well received nationwide in conjunction of Minggu Sains Negara recently, where we partner with Jabatan Kimia Malaysia for 2 consecutive years and hopefully for the next year as well. They have Bio Challenge, and then they also have Bio Superhero, and from there they created many kind of different activities, and more than 3,000 participants. They are coming in with the different engagement through different platforms. Now the extravagant continues in various magical way, and this is the site also prepared by our student, the Faculty of Science Student Association. So that's why from this slide to maybe another 5-6 slides, I use what they give me. Yeah. So in this case, you can see that, for example, Superhero Magic Junior, where in this activity, the kids interactively learn many tricks from our own Hogwarts wizards. Yeah. And then at faculty level as well, we create creative ways that have been realized, because we have many talents that need to be developed, and also their soft skill. So this is some of the activities together with our students. We make it more science. Instead of I can see your voice, we change to I can see your wave. So Fasa Colosseum, and I think YouTubers, that is the in thing for the young generation. Then we also have, I think we continue many kind of about 1-2 weeks e-mobility program with various universities worldwide. And then many we continue. For example, this year we start to do the physical visit, the end of this year and also next year. Then this is very critical. This is a very important program for our first year student because they are just back to the campus after 1 year being at home. So many engagement, particularly focus in terms of developing their psychomotor skills, were done both ways, digitally and also practically. I think some I mentioned in the beginning just now. Yeah. What else? Of course, this is the engagement with the future employers, stakeholders were also conducted for the past 2 years. We have to make sure that our graduates, they are ready, future ready, when they want to, graduated and go to the whatever sector that they want to join. This is actually few of the projects that being carried out this month alone. Yeah. We have 3 or 4 community engagement, and these 2, the Tinta Kasih and Science is Carnival, conducted virtually because there are more. For example, next week I'm off to Tioman Island, where we have another 4 different community knowledge transfer projects to conclude. But for the past 2 years, we still in touch with them through virtual and also digital platform. And last week we brought back. Okay, and this is other activity as well. Yeah, and last week we bring back the Carnival Jom Science to Serdang, but 40% of the engagement will run digitally. So I think my conclusion is somehow slightly different. I put that we are not perfect. Probably we spend too much time in the preparation, and we forgot about the importance of getting the feedback or the survey and the impact, what happened after that. Because during my biotech at school, we continue assessing the student, what happened after that. We some of them entered, for example, UPM, they came and see me, they said that how it changed their choice of programs. Instead of doing something else, they want to do biotech, they want to do chemistry, they want to do veterinary medicine and so on. So we're happy with that. But at the same time also, it is still very tricky, but I am sure it can be done digitally. Yeah. And I think in terms of the support from the industry, we are not that, we hope that we can get more. But of course, the industry as well right now, they're looking into the business part. Yeah. What else? We also need help from schools and parents in order to study the impact of our program. So here are some of the improvement that can be made in terms of assessing them. What we can do probably through the digital nomad and to increase the digital literacy among our students. But something that I would like to stress out here, that we must not put all the blame and all the burden to the STEM teachers. I think please don't do that to them anymore. Yeah, for example, poor English among students, not the STEM teachers, but I think it shall be related to the English teachers, not STEM teachers, not the university lecturers, because we are at the receiving end. Yeah. Other than that, poor percentage of STEM takers. Seriously, are we looking at the percentage of the number of the students? Okay. And we also need to look at what will be the bigger issue. I think the bigger issue is how to make our nation, especially the netizen, becoming a citizen. Yeah, we shall engage more with the non-STEM communities. Together, we build Science Nation, not necessarily for them to do STEM. Even I know right now, even STEM takers are now leaving STEM. Why? You have to think about it. Yeah. So here are some of the improvement in terms of when we look at STEM. Focus more. 70%. We know the percentage. 30% STEM, 70% non-STEM. So why tackle the same people? Tackle that 70% is huge. Yeah. So in terms of the teaching, I found that we have very few experts in terms of theoretical, and we are still very far behind if we talk about theoretical or fundamental research. And I do believe in terms of simulation or digitalization, we also are facing this kind of lack of facilities, but we can move into this the improvement. We can move into the cloud computing, and the most important right now, we also need to look at how we assess students. Yeah, reimagining the assessment is very important. For example, right now, PT3 is already dissolved. So how can we help the teachers, yeah, to assess the student? So I do believe that digitalization will be one of it. So we have to make sure that the digital tools and solution must be provided for them. So, you know, you can come to Faculty of Science, we have the science, copy at science, can smell the caffeine, yeah. Or also we can also make use of our social media. So this is more important because I do believe that it is just not me, but the marvels like them. I might become Thanos already, you know. I'm happy with the 5 stones before being chucked. But here are some of our marvels or angels from various entities in UPM, where you name it. More than that, I'm not able to get all of them. They will do anything to get STEM in place, and I am so thankful having them in my team. Many works for the past 10 years must be accorded to them, especially Dr. Surati, who is now chairing the UPMSTEM, and there's Dr. Azwadi, and also Dr. Yap. They are the guardian of FASA, our Students Association, and Dr. Hisham, yeah, very innovative in digital teaching, and basically all of them. And of course, I have to acknowledge the marvel from my faculty, and I am indebted to all UPM marvels. Remember, in the beginning, I mentioned about passion. So my last word is passion, which is actually the true power. Your passion is your power. So passion and passion make all of us here today elevating STEM, and digital would be the new force in elevating education. This is the way. So with that, I would like to say thank you. Terima kasih. Sorry, I'm a Star Wars fan. Do or do not, there is no try. So anytime if you want to contact me or my team, feel free to drop an email to me. Okay, so thank you very much. So I hand it over to Dr. Hisham. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Prof. Bashar, for your insightful and remarkable sharing on UPM STEM, making wonders by the marvels. So, I totally agreed with your statement where patient is the power, right? Patient is the power. So to deal or to conduct a program involving STEM is not an easy job to do. It's a long, with sweat and tears process to make it done. But without a student as well, this kind of program cannot be done smoothly. So unfortunately for this WebTalk, we don't have any Q&A sessions. So I sincerely appreciate your attention today, and that brings us to the end, and this concludes the webinar. I would like to thank you for your time and attention today. We hope you have learned and enjoyed this WebTalk by Prof. Bashar. And once again, thank you so much for your interest and attention. I hand over to the MC of the session.